Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cosmic Haven Tarot. I'm Callie here to give you your weekly reading. So, this week we got Mercury retrograde starting on the 9th. Oh, goodness gracious. So, we have Mercury retrograde starting on the 9th. That's pretty much the biggest thing happening. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. That would be much appreciated. I will be at Love Light Collective on the 15th teaching an intro to shadow work class, which is my favorite class to teach. And then at Oracle's Apothecary on the 22nd. Yeah, the 22nd, doing readings from noon to 6. So step on by if you want a good time, okay? So we are using Tarot of the Dance of Souls today, as well as Dream Ritual Oracle deck. If for all you tarot collectors out there, that's what we're using. All right, let's see what we have. We've got Wound. So, yeah, like I said, Mercury retrograde is happening tomorrow. Okay, so we're really diving deep, and it feels like there has been some types of betrayal happening within your life. And so there's a lot of nurturing, a lot of healing yourself and loving on yourself because these people were people you trusted and people you really admired and respected. But for some, ooh, they, you had to detach from them. That's what I'm getting the feeling of. World, yeah. And really the lesson here is that like it was a thing for a time, okay? You guys had to come together to experience a certain amount of time together, and now it's time to depart and move on to bigger things. Not that it doesn't hurt, however, it it is time for you to move on and experience life in a more fulfilling way. Like these people were going to hold you back at the end of the day, so they really had to exit stage right, because that's my right hand. So that's the stage we're going to use, okay? So they had to exit because there's more opportunities for you. And ooh, okay. So we've got this attachment card, and it is, and this doesn't necessarily mean romance, even though for a lot of you this can be romance. This is just a deep, intimate connection and really rebounding back to relation of a relationship that really fulfills you, a relationship that really brings you joy and happiness, and realizing that this person is your lifelong person. Maybe not in a romantic way, but they are your lifelong person. Like, those types of friends that are friends for 70 plus years, or those types of relationships that they've been married for 50 plus years in a healthy way. Okay. Um, that's this type of relationship. This is a lifelong permanent relationship. So like these people right here, while it hurt getting rid of them, they were just temporary. Okay. This feels like it's a person that's in your life currently and that really cherishes you and nurtures you and nourishes you. And like, of course, they're not perfect. So they might make you mad, but they're here for you at the end of the day, and they're willing to accept and see where they've made mistakes and really move forward. So let's see more mind. Yeah. And so, okay. So with this mind, it feels like the people who were around you were kind of playing mind games with you, gaslighting, mental manipulation. For those of you who do practice magic, they might have been doing some stuff on you, even if you don't practice magic. So, um, trying to dominate you and control your life. Like they don't necessarily want this attachment. They don't want this happiness for you. They don't want the best interest for you. They don't have your best interests at heart and really support you and really cherish you and want you to be successful. So by detaching from them, it's really, especially during this Mercury retrograde, time to cleanse yourself, time to come back into your sense of self and really be whole and fulfilled with who you are at this time. All right. And so, okay, we got a quest. This is a deep dive, and it really feels like it's a deep dive into the subconscious, this type of quest. So, like, lots of meditating, lots of during this Mercury retrograde cycle, it's going to be lots of revelations about especially power and dominance. And we see this power and dominance being exerted, like people just wanting to control other people. And so it's really an invitation for you to dive deep within yourself and let go of that control and let go of that sense of power, wanting to dominate others and be more powerful than others. Okay. It's really about like being, you don't have to prove yourself, okay? Like people who dominate other people, people who control other people are using false power. That's not true power. True power is being in your center, being so filled with yourself that it's okay. You can accept another person as they are, not trying to control them, not trying to change them, but just having this deep sense of acceptance of who they are, even love and compassion, even for, and sometimes it's hard, but like it's more of a practice because I'm saying like even like the biggest criminal you have a sense of love and compassion for, and really being able to be like, yeah, you're going through some stuff, so like you can have all that energy. That's not my energy, that's your energy, and you can have that. However, I'm going to understand like somewhere along your path you just lost your way. Okay, you still got to find your own way or pay me to help you find your way. But I have a sense of understanding. Okay, so that's really this deep dive into what the essence of true power is, because dominating people, controlling people is not true power. Um, and for those of you who are magic users, like simply because there's like a lot of things on social media, on TikTok, casting spells and doing workings on people, be very mindful. Are those workings, are you trying to control somebody because you're afraid? Okay. Are you trying to control somebody because you're afraid? And really acknowledge that and accept that, especially those of you who might be practicing magic or might be practicing even things like the law of attraction, like, YouTube videos saying how to manifest a specific person, and you meditate on that and like write affirmations and write it down. That's doing a working, okay? Like that's doing a working. Those of you who are on the more Christian aspect, asking God to bring this specific person into your life and just totally fixating on that. Is it control? Or is it like, this is your person and you're just like, lead the way for us to be together if we're meant to be together? And I always like, if you're going to do workings, if you're going to do prayer, things like that, it's always like this or something better. And if it's that person's free will to deal with this, okay? Because, like, guys, these people you were around were being messy. These people you were around were being really messy and trying to control people, and they're going to get hit. They have like they have like semi trucks full of karma coming to them because they are trying to control. So learn from that. Learn from that. Heal your wounds and learn from that. Learn the art of letting go. Learn the art of accepting people as they are and who they are. Not necessarily you having to be around them, but just having this like, they are who they are. It's not up to me if they want to change. Okay. We've got this balance in reverse. So these people really made you, they didn't actually necessarily make you feel powerless. What happened is they didn't recognize your own power. They didn't want to acknowledge your own power. They thought you were just going to be a doormat and let them play around with your energy. Um, and it turns out you don't play. So by setting a boundary, and I would even suggest setting firmer boundaries, doing cord clearing meditations, say return to sender constantly, because that's their stuff. They're kind of off kilter now, okay? And it's their invitation to learn whether or not they are, what power and what control is. Acceptation. So it doesn't really look like they're going to learn their lesson. It feels like some of them might actually be holding grudges. So really protect your energy at this time. Again, keep doing cord clearing meditations, keep doing healing, get Reiki done, okay? Really take care of your energy. We've got this enthusiasm and it's in reverse. This is more of you keeping your joy and your happiness to yourself, especially like be mindful of what you share on social media. I know like a lot of you like to share your joys and share your wins on social media. However, a lot of people are not out there for you, okay? Especially if you have like a lot of friends, a lot of followers. Um, just be careful what you share, okay? Because some people aren't liking what you share and are sending you some bad vibes, and that can really mess up your manifestations too, okay? We've got this patience in reverse. So this is more inward withdrawing. And there is this fear like, oh, but if I don't post on social media, then people aren't going to connect with me. My business isn't going to grow. All these other things. You can post on your business stuff, but like posting your intimate personal things, like I wouldn't even post like if you're going for a walk. Okay, that's how private it's got to be. Like I would not even post, and this is just a suggestion, obviously, going for a walk. Like you take your walk and like honoring the sacredness of your life. And people who want to be around you, who want you, are going to come to you. But you don't have to succumb to this social media push like, oh, this is the only way you can succeed. We've got chemistry. And so this one wants to be up here. So we've got chemistry. This is about building better relationships, cleaner, healthier relationships. Okay. This is about really seeing who's there to support you and who's not there to support you. And like I said, like you have this one ride or die person. Okay. It feels like there's others, but they're not going to be in that inner circle. Like, gosh, it just feels like if you're looking at an atom, and what is two on the, is it hydrogen? I think it's hydrogen. But don't quote me on that because like chemistry is not my thing, okay? But it's like that nucleus, and then there's the proton and neutron working together and connecting with each other, okay, and circling about each other. Like that's just what I'm seeing, okay? Like I am not a chemist, but now I got to go look it up after this. So, like, you two are your ride or die people, and you're in that vortex together. The others are kind of going to be like extras. So, okay, so the protons are in the nucleus, okay? Um, so you guys are like in the nucleus working together. However, like there's all the outer people, and it's just like a small circle who's there for you, but like also they have their own lives, and it's like you understand where they are in your life, so you're able to set those boundaries in your life. Um, yeah, I just keep seeing atoms and electrons. I really do have to like go look this up now. But like, so they're circling, but like kind of like how electrons can leave, like they can leave and go to another um, element and work with that element, okay? So kind of like that, all chemistry. And like this is fate, okay? So we've got this fate card, and there's this deep acceptance of not trying to please people, but accept where they are in your life and how much you can share with them and how much you can't share with them, and knowing that that's okay. You don't have to share everything with everyone. I know social media and social media influencers try to convince you that you have to like share, excuse me, share your whole life. Actually don't. And there is a deep sacredness, like a mysteriousness about you because you're not sharing everything. Okay. Like people will be drawn to you because you're more closed off, because you're more private and you don't share everything on Instagram or TikTok. I know a lot of people don't use Facebook anymore, so, but we've got this courage in reverse. So, this is really going to be about fighting. what to like. There's going to be a little voice in your mind saying, "Oh, well, I have to share this. I have to share, like, I have to get on Facebook and let everybody know I just want a free soda." Like, so, but it's the courage to depart from what the mainstream media is telling you to do and what the mainstream media is telling you who to be and how to live. So it's departing from that and forging your own way, making your own path, and really innovating. Okay. But true innovation, like, not, this is spiritually aligned innovation, not that garbage they try to tell you about in business classes. Okay. This is true innovation because you're connecting with your spirit and you're learning what needs to grow and what you need to let go of. All right. We've got this fear card, and this feels like people are more afraid of you. It feels like a lot of people are. Ooh, okay, light. Okay, we're just gonna leave that there. Um, Thanks, Mercury retrograde. But people are afraid of you because you're a wild card, because you go to the beat of your own drum and you can detach and let go of people quickly. And somebody who cannot be controlled is terrifying to certain people, terrifying to weak people. Okay. So, like, you are becoming this wild card and you are becoming this more sovereign person, but not in the weird, like, conspiracy theorist way, but like true freedom. We've got this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Uh, this feels like a lot of people are going to be put in a timeout. You're going to be put in a timeout too, but it's going to be more meditative for you. Like, it's going to be like, okay to stop, okay to pause and breathe for you, while other people might be um, weirded out by that. So, like, you're controlling the stops and starts now because you're withdrawing your energy and you're like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you right now. Until you get your energy into this certain alignment, I'm not going to talk to you. And then they have to go configure. And you're just sitting there chilling. Okay. You're just sitting there chilling, being in your own energy, being in your own power. And they don't know how to deal with that. So you're good with the pause. You're good with that patience. You're good with withdrawing and waiting for somebody to get their life together. Whereas they might not be very good at it. So they might feel like anxious. Some of them, and the ones who really can't handle it might be very clingy to you. Not even like, ooh, texting or calling, but it's like you'll be able to feel their energy being like, where are you? Why aren't you calling me? Why aren't you texting me? Um, and so those are the people, if you feel that tug, if you feel that discomfort, you can really just let that go and return that energy to sender and be like, you're in timeout right now. And then they can get it together. Okay? Because you are a queen, you are a king. Like, we aren't playing with these people's messiness at this point. You guys are going to be independent and sovereign, and you're willing to wait. You're willing to do your own thing and be like, you know what, if you get it together, that's fine. But until then, like, you're in timeout. I don't know what to tell you. We've got reframe. Okay, so this is reframing your mindset about worth and value and realizing, like, stepping back is the best way. Like, even thinking about like social media and AI addictions, for example. Every, like, social media wants you to be on it. Social media wants you to buy that product. So, like, they'll say, oh, the only way you can boost your business is by being on social media all the time. Oh, the only way you can get people to follow you is by posting your most intimate things on social media. So really being able to reframe and be like, oh, they're just trying to sell me something. It's actually false, and I'm not playing their game anymore. And once you realize how the game is being played, you're able to walk away and make up your own game. Okay. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care. Sorry about this light, but I'm not redoing this. Okay. Bye.